Hi, this is Rich Bevelhimer with Touchstone Business Advisors. This is Chapter 3 on selling your business. How much can you get for your business and how long will it take? These are the top two questions I get. So let's dig right in and see if we can address these. The first question I always get from a prospective business owner is, okay, tell me what it's worth. And that's quickly followed by, how long is it going to take to sell my business? Both of these are a direct function of the profitability of your business and the transferability of your business, which I addressed in chapters 1 and 2. So please go back and review those chapters if you haven't seen those already. But the short answer to both of these questions is, how prepared are you to sell your business, which is what we do well at Touchstone Business Advisors. We will help you prepare your business to sell. And the better prepared you are, the higher price you're going to get, and the shorter amount of time it will take to sell your business. And if you are not properly prepared to sell your business, it will take longer and you will get less money. It's just a fact. So making it easy for a buyer to make the decision to buy your business is what it's all about. So let's address how long it'll take first, because that's a bit easier, because it depends. Aside from the preparation, which is key, it's paramount, it's critical. I can't stress it enough. We will help you make your business absolutely as saleable as possible. And beyond that, it depends on how flexible you are on price and terms. We discussed price and terms in chapter 1, but how flexible you are on that. Are you willing to do some owner financing? Do you want all the cash up front? What kind of terms do you have to have? Is the lease transferable? Are you going to sell the real estate? Do you demand to sell the real estate? Do you have two related businesses? Are you going to break those apart, sell them individually, or do you have to sell them together? How much are you willing to train? And again, back to transferability, how good of an assurance can we give that new buyer that the old customers and old vendors will stay in place? It's all about the preparation. So how prepared we are is going to depend on how long it will take, and we will make you absolutely as prepared as possible. If there's real estate involved, obviously that's going to require more money. I mean, they're buying the business and the real estate. And then what type of business do you have? The more complicated your business, the larger the business, it doesn't mean it'll sell more quickly or take longer, but it does depend on the type of business you have. All right. So how much is my business worth? There are several methodologies we will use to value your business. We will give you an opinion of value based on several methods, and then discuss that with you. And more importantly, we will tell you why and how we came up with that opinion of value. And beyond that, again, it's going to depend on price versus terms, as we discussed in chapter 1. But let me go over it quickly again. Let's say you heard about another business that's similar to yours, and it sold for $1 million, just to make it easy. Well, what we may or may not know is, did they get $1 million up front, or did they get $100,000 down and they're getting $100,000 a year for the next 9 years? And is that $100,000 a year for the next 9 years, is that contingent upon anything? Is that contingent on a certain level of profitability? Is it on an earnout basis? Is it a percentage of the gross profits for those next 9 years? There are a lot of things that you don't know when you hear through the grapevine, or you hear directly from another business owner buddy of yours that they sold their business for $1 million. They may have sold it for $1 million, but that doesn't mean they got a check up front. So, and what did they have to do for that $1 million? Did they have to stay on for 3 years as a consultant? Are they getting paid for that consulting, or is that part of the $1 million? So there are a lot of factors in there. And my point is, we've all got a story about, I know a guy who sold his business and it's just like mine. Well, their business isn't just like yours. Different geography, different clients, different vendors. They've got to be doing something differently than you are. They're not exactly like you. They market differently, and that's not good or bad. It just means that all of those factors help determine the price that they got. And so we will develop the best story, the best preparation to help you get absolutely as much money out of your business as possible, and for the best terms. And again, back to transferability, proving to a new buyer that your business is transferable is critical. And it relates directly to how fast it will sell and getting a premium price for your business. We will help you do that at Touchstone. Other things we do at Touchstone: marketing the business. There are 3 of us. This is not a one-man show. It's not just Rich Bevelhimer. Charlie Spickert, the founder, Harvard graduate, owned many businesses himself, sold many businesses himself. I've owned my own business. Tom Lang, my associate, is a CPA, as I am. He ran a successful practice, sold his practice himself. So, it's a team effort, and we all have different networks, but we'll all be going out there to try to sell your business. And screening and managing buyers, negotiating price and terms. Financing is another thing that we'll do a complete chapter on, but making it easy for your buyer to get financing is part of what we will do. Because they're getting financing on your business. So we have to develop those financial statements that they're going to use to go to a conventional bank or an SBA banker, and we'll help get them the financial statements, because that's what that loan's going to be based on. And we've got great relationships with the SBA buyer or SBA bankers in town. And all banks say they offer SBA financing, but some of them do it better than others. And we know who those banks are. Due diligence on the buyer obviously is important. Opening escrow and managing the closing process is huge. And we've got extensive experience in all those areas. So see our other videos on YouTube. You can Google Selling Your Business, Touchstone Business Advisors. You can get on YouTube and go to the Bevelhimer channel, and you'll see all of our other videos. Thank you so much. Give us a call and make it a great day.